Welcome into Texans Today. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and coming up on today's program is Bobby Slowik leaving the Houston Texans after this season, after the Texans win the Super Bowl. I'll get into the latest news and rumors around that and the latest Texans news and rumors leading up to their not divisional. I'm getting ahead of myself, Chip. I said Super Bowl, already said divisional, ahead of their wild card weekend matchup against the Cleveland Browns. Some injury news to look at in the second half of the show. But speaking of those shitty Browns, we're in a like battle. And their host right now, Matthew Peterson, has been sending bullets my way all week long. He's saying the Texans, they're lucky to get into the playoffs. The Browns are going to smoke them even worse than they did in week 14. Nah, we can't let them win off the field. We can't let them win on the field. No wins for the Browns this week. So I challenge them to a like battle. They have the early lead, about 100 ahead of us, but you can help me change that right now. Go down and hit the like button right now. I am not losing to the Browns report. We are not losing to the Browns this week whatsoever. So you, Texans fans out there, I need you to go down and hit that like button right now. Help me out. Help us win this like battle. And breaking news, or maybe a little not so breaking news. Earlier today, Mike Vrabel canned from the Tennessee Titans. Their head coach, now a, option for other teams. Maybe the Patriots, maybe the Raiders, maybe other teams that are looking for a head coach. He no longer is the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And the rumors were already swirling around Bobby Slowik and other teams. And Tom Downey, notable NFL talking head for the Dallas Cowboys, said, Bobby Slowik, you are the Titans' next head coach. And, oh, God, I hope not, because it's not been reported that the Titans are going to be interviewing Slowik, which I wouldn't be surprised if they at least brought him in for an interview. Divisional rival right there with the Houston Texans, maybe bring him in. But Slowik already was asked to come interview with the Carolina Panthers. They requested an interview with Slowik for their next head coaching job. Now, this is Slowik's first year calling plays in the NFL. He worked with the Niners from 2017 to 2022 and was on the Washington football team, formerly the Washington Redskins staff, from 2011 to 2013, which who wasn't on that staff? I mean, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, Matt LaFleur, and now Bobby Slowik. That was just like the dream team staff, and they weren't able to bring it down? I don't know. But Slowik, he was on that staff. A rising name amongst NFL head coaching candidates is Bobby Slowik. So it makes me beg the question, will he be leaving the Texans this offseason? Let's take a look at what he's done for Houston this season. The offense, 12th in total yards per game, 7th in passing behind C.J. Stroud and that really good passing attack, 22nd in the rush, which kind of surprised me a little bit because coming from the 49ers and how run-oriented they were, for the Texans to be 22nd surprised me a little bit. Coming into the season, I thought they were going to be able to utilize Dameon Pierce and Devin Singletary a little bit better, but 7th in passing, not too shabby. Points per game, they were 13th, and red zone percentage, they were 17th at 53.7. So overall, the Texans offense improved in everything this season. I mean, maybe not in the rush game, but passing game dramatically improved with Slowik and Stroud. And what he was able to do with Stroud, a rookie quarterback, and the development we've seen from him, I think you can't take it lightly, the impact that Slowik had on Stroud. Because Stroud will tell you himself, his chemistry with Slowik is off the charts. So I want to ask you folks at home, grade Bobby Slowik's first year as an offensive coordinator for your Houston Texans. Get your red pins out. You're going to get hit with the YouTube ad break here. Don't worry. Go down and give me your answer, A, B, C, D, or F, in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and give him a B+ for the year. Now, did the offense improve mightily? Was it one of the best offenses in the NFL? I definitely think it was top 10 around there. What he was able to do with C.J. Stroud, absolutely fantastic. Did he show at some points during the season that he was a rookie play caller, that he was a young guy? I do think so. There is room for improvement, so I'm going to give him a B+, maybe an A-. If I was going on like a 1 to 100 scale, I would say I'm giving him an 89 and 88. But I mean, the stats speak for themselves. Look what he did with C.J. Stroud, the number 2 pick, compared to the number 1 pick overall in Bryce Young. These are their 2023 stats. 63.9% completion to 59% for Bryce Young. The TD to interception ratio really says it all right there. 23-5 for Stroud, 11-10 for Bryce Young. Had over 1,000 more yards than Bryce Young and a QB rating of 100.8 to Bryce Young's 73.7. So it really showed the impact that Slowik had for C.J. Stroud and his fantastic year, which should result in an Offensive Rookie of the Year. Slowik really did well for the Houston Texans. So do I see him leaving for another head coaching gig? Maybe. I mean, the trend is get a young, smart offensive mind in the NFL and let him groom your quarterback and let him take care of the offense. We've seen it. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, many times over. These young, smart offensive guys, especially from a Kyle Shanahan tree, have been snatched up. I mean, look at Mike McDaniel. He wasn't an offensive coordinator per se. He wasn't the play caller, but he got taken from the 49ers to the Dolphins. Could Slowik leave the Houston Texans this offseason? I really hope not. I really hope we get to see one more year of Slowik and Stroud together and see what they can do. But that's why you subscribe, because I keep you up to date with the latest Texans news and rumors. And if there isn't anything else around Slowik, I'll keep you updated here on the channel. And coming up, some more news and rumors leading up to that wild card game with the Cleveland Browns. Got some injury news and notes to go through, but I couldn't do today's show if it wasn't for our sponsor, and that is Game Time, the best ticketing app out there. I will tell you that, bar none. Go to Game Time and use code NFLChat for $20 off your first purchase. I've been using Game Time for a while, and it's my go-to ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and comedy shows. This year alone, I've seen Shane Gillis, Dave Chappelle, Drake, Adele, and multiple Astros games. It was an amazing time. Don't miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime experience by using Game Time to get you the best deals on last-second tickets. See the view from your seat, just like this right here. This is for the AFC wildcard game, Browns and Texans. It shows you, and if you see right there at the very top, I always have that selected. That's the all-in price. So that tells you, your price all the way in with fees, taxes, whatever. You're not going to be surprised at the end, think it's a $5 ticket, and it turns out being a $50 ticket. You'll be able to see exactly what the price is whenever you go to get it. So there's this. Also, a lot of Houston Rockets games coming up. They're a lot better this year. Alperen Şengün, you are my MVP. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Alperen Şengün, MVP of the NBA. You can go check him out in your Houston Rockets, as well as music, comedy shows, and much more with Game Time. Once again, use the code NFLChat to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Create an account and redeem code NFLCHAT for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Now, the first bit of news and notes is, the latest odds came out around this game, and the Browns are 3-point favorites as the road team. So that tells you a lot of people in Vegas think the Browns are going to win this game. Total over-under at 44.5. A little bit closer than it was earlier in the year, but that might be because the Texans have their best player in C.J. Stroud out on the field for once. I mean, it wasn't there in the first matchup. Case Keenum got absolutely abused. So hopefully C.J. Stroud can light it up. Now, on to more injury news. Jonathan Greenard, he has been working out that ankle. He actually injured that in the Browns' first matchup with the Houston Texans in Week 14. So he's been nursing that, trying to come back. I mean, the Texans sack leader this year, 12.5 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, 22 quarterback hits. Really need Greenard back. He is, Will Anderson on one side, Jonathan Greenard on the other. This Texans defense, a lot different when those two guys are on the field. Greenard hopefully working his way back. A quote from Aaron Wilson, somebody inside the Texans organization says he has a legitimate shot at playing. So take that with what you will, I guess. He has a shot at playing. He's going to try to play this Saturday. Even if he's not 100%, expect Jonathan Greenard to at least try and give it a go in pregame and see if he's able to play on Saturday. Next up, Noah Brown, the wide receiver. He missed the Week 18 matchup up against the Colts, dealing with a back injury, which you never want to hear. Back injuries really can sneak up on you. Very scary. He was out. He's going to also give it a go. Is questionable for this Saturday. And more wide receiver injury news for your Houston Texans. Robert Woods, who tried to give it a go before that Week 18 matchup up against the Indianapolis Colts. He was not able to do so. Wasn't feeling right with that hip. So he's going to be testing it out this week. Going to try to go this Saturday up against the Browns. So I ask you this. Which is the most worrisome to you? Which injury do you think is the most impactful? Is it Jonathan Greenard, Noah Brown, or Robert Woods? Let me know down in the comment section what you think is the most worrisome injury leading in to this Browns versus Texans matchup. Maybe a hot take here, but I know Greenard, obviously the best player out of those three. But I think the two wide receivers have me a little bit more worried because the Browns defense is really good. Obviously, we all saw what Nico Collins was able to do last week. They're going to try to scheme Nico out of the game. They're going to try to take Nico Collins away from this Texans offense. So the other guys are going to have to step up. So if Noah Brown and Robert Woods are not able to go this Saturday, I think that's bad news for the Texans offense and their chances at winning this game. I still think the Texans can pull it out. I'm always going to be rooting for our Houston Texans, but I really do think they need at least one of Robert Woods or Noah Brown to get in this game and make some sort of an impact. Otherwise, you're looking at Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie, Brevin Jordan, Dalton Schultz to really, really step up in this Texans passing game because I really think they're going to bracket Nico and make the Texans beat them somewhere else. Now, that's it for today's show. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Chuggs for the dankest memes, more Texans news and rumors on the internet. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You're not subscribed to Texans Today? You're a Texans fan and you're not subscribed to Texans Today. Are you serious? Because we bring you daily news and rumors. We're going live for the Texans playoff games and you're not subscribed? Really? Really? Go down and hit that sub button or go to youtube.com/TexansTV for more Texans news and rumors all year long.